American football in Finland.
The voice in your ears and the face on your screen. I'm Pervis, and this is American Football. Today, I'm joined by my co-host, Coach Q. What's going on, Q?
What up? What up? We back. We back.
Ready for another show. The AFF podcast is available everywhere you listen to your podcast, and you can catch us visually here on YouTube, wherever you listen or watch. Be sure to subscribe, follow, and like us. Anyone who listens but doesn't hit that button, you know you're a hater, but that's all right. We're going to get on with the show anyways. All right, it's first down. We get a chance to start fresh and discuss whatever is on our minds. Excuse me, Q. I think is just I know what we both want to talk about, man. Uh, what's going on with the ELF, right?
yeah.
It,
That's
like
the main thing right now. It's crazy. So much going on. I'm not even sure if I 100% even know what it entails. But I just seen a lot of people stepping down.
yeah,
Um, them posting stuff. I'm not sure what the commissioner even said on his post, but I apparently he gave a speech on why or whatever was going on. But yeah, that's crucial, man, because I myself is a fan of the ELF. It's not a week that goes by where I don't try to catch at least the highlights, you know what I'm saying,
hmm
and see who did what. So I hope that, somebody figures something out to where the league don't fail or it don't go away. So we'll see.
I think it's super interesting because I'm not a fan, if that makes sense. Like I mean, it is what it is. I follow it occasionally, but the fact that like what you said is we're not even sure what's going on because there's like rumors and the ELF is so like media friendly, if that makes sense. That
Yeah.
as soon as it came out, like whatever the commissioner and other people that stepped down, they put out statements, and immediately like 18 different outlets put out reactions to the statements or a quote from somebody about what somebody did. So there's no actual information out there. It's a lot of this might be happening, this other thing might be happening. And then there's the EFA, which is the European, I don't know what the F stands
Football
for.
Alliance or Allegiance,
Football
one of them.
Alliance. Yeah. I know it's Alliance. That's the only word I know. And we talked about it in the group chat. I'm 100% sure this means there will be an ELF and an EFA league within like next year or maybe the year after. I don't know. I think that what is going to happen is the league is going to split. And excuse me, I don't know if that's good.
It's
I think
not.
it's gonna be.
There's
I think
no
it's gonna be
way it could be
confusing.
good. There's
No,
no way it could be good. Yeah.
I don't know. Well, when I say like I don't know if it's gonna be good, it could be one of those things of sometimes you have to go through something to be better. Like I was talking to somebody about this earlier, is that people, especially like Europeans that don't know the history of like the NFL, they just assume that like the NFL was started and boom, it just became the greatest thing ever. There was the AFL. There was the NFL and AFL at the exact same time. There's been a lot of different leagues that have tried to be professional sports in the United States before the NFL really got a stranglehold on it. I mean, the NFL itself came from the college football. So like sometimes you have to evolve. And this might be part of the story. Maybe this split that is I'm the split is inevitable. I know it's happening. It's gotta happen. But maybe when this split happens, what comes out of it is a better overall product if it be the EFA or if it be the ELF. No matter which way it goes or if they come back together and they decide to rejoin. What was it? The NBA and ABA in
Yeah.
basketball, the
Hmm.
two different leagues, and then the NBA it took or observed the ABA. No, not observed. What is the word? Or absorbed?
Mercy.
Absorbed.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, bro.
absorbed.
Yeah.
And it took like some of the teams, just like how the XFL, UFL, they merged together. So it's weird that it started as one and it might split, but there's still the opportunity that, maybe they figure something out and we end up with a better ELF in the end or some other name. I don't really care about the name, but as long as it's the, European Football League at the highest level. that hopefully will happen. So yeah, that's first down. I think that's all we can do is just hope and wait and wonder. If you're watching or if you're listening to this, you got any extra information, send it to us because nobody really knows what's going on.
Yeah.
We'll take all the info we can get. But let's get into some football now. All right, time for our helmet stickers. Let's talk about some of the key player performances from this weekend. All stats aside, these are players who deserve recognition for their play last week. We can give the players 1, 2, or 3 helmet stickers, depending on their performance. And we'll start with the 1 sticker performances. Do you have any at all, Q?
Even though that his receiving yards weren't that great this game, I'm giving him 1 sticker because he shows up every game, and that's Mr. Rubenstein of ECG. He finds himself in the end zone pretty much every game or almost every game. And I give him the 1 sticker because I like the attitude. I like how he plays, kind of like we posted Kevin Adams last year. You know, being on a team that's not that great, but being that spark for an offense that really can't, consistently keep it going. But Rubenstein still goes out there and still gives a lot of effort, even if he can't touch the ball as much. So Rubenstein to get 1 sticker from me this week. Also Coleman from the Crocs.
Okay.
And very active. I don't know if, and we'll talk about this when the game starts, but I didn't really like the way the Crocs started off with him at end. But we'll talk about that, once we talk about the teams. But Coleman, great effort. Being active on the line the whole game pretty much. So I gave him 1 sticker. I think that was probably the most noticeable names for me.
Okay. I'm going to double down on Daniel Rubenstein because he had 1 sticker for me as well. And I just want to throw in there, the second half of the game, he played defense. So he had 2.5 tackles and 1 PBU. And, I'll talk about it now instead of when we talk about the game. But him going in to play defense was they had some issues against a specific receiver. So he went in there at corner and pretty much locked the old buddy down. Like there's no real stats to prove it, but there was a drive where they targeted him 3 times and the receiver has 0 catches. I'll talk about the names and stuff later on when we get to the podcast, but Rubenstein did everything he could for his team to win. He also returns kicks and punts for them, so he was that guy. Again, like you said, it's good to see somebody out there kind of stepping up and being the guy for them. So I think he did one hell of a job this week. And I'm going to go through a couple more names because, I got me some 1 sticker guys. Now, next guy I got on here is Tristan Rankin, number 9 from the Royals. Now, I want to say that he had an interception in this game. I'm pretty sure he's the one that caught that pass, right? Didn't he catch an interception?
I have to go back and see.
I feel like I saw him catch an interception, but maybe I'm wrong in that aspect.
Thought it was a touchdown, but
number 7. Yes, 7. I know they kind of look alike, but number 9, I'm pretty sure he had an interception. I don't know if I'm wrong. If someone knows who actually had it, because when I looked on the stats, I went to go look at the stats. Said he only had 2 tackles. Like that's crazy. I seen him around the ball a lot, and I think I saw him get an interception. They didn't have PBU or nothing, but did Alpha have an interception? Because Alpha had an interception on the stats. I didn't see Alpha get an interception.
I seen his return.
Yeah, he had the return, not an interception. So, Tristan Rankin, if you had an interception, I think you might want to talk to SJL about them stats because I know they gave Alpha an interception, and I thought I saw number 9 catch a deep overthrown ball. But I could be wrong. But either way, I did see number 9 moving around a lot, so I want to throw his name out there. Another guy from the Royals, number 10 from the Royals, Raul Khalifa. Stats, he had 2 tackles, 1 PBU, but he was active this game. I seen him a lot, especially later in the game when they start blitzing him. He was able to get to the quarterback, create pressure. He got to the ball a lot. Again, I don't know these. I feel like these stats are very inaccurate. When I looked at the stats for this game, somebody from the Royals, number 32, had 15 tackles. Did you see someone wearing number 32 make 15 tackles?
15 tackles? Oh, wow.
I just felt like if someone had 15 tackles, I would have noticed.
Yeah,
so I think the stats were real shaky in this one. I don't know who's doing them, but that's okay. Yeah, another guy.
32 is for me to be said.
32 not on the roster, so that's like, was someone wearing a different jersey? And I don't remember that number at all.
Yeah.
I don't anybody making like it would be noticeable if somebody had 15 tackles. So I don't know how stats go with that. But I'll keep with my one sticker guys. Next guy I got is number 44 from the Royals, Samu Hautala. Yeah. He had 3 tackles, 2.5 sacks. Again, him and Khalifa were both very active from the linebacker position. I think they did a really good job mixing them up of when they're blitzing and doing a couple stunts with the D line. So sometimes one of them was able to get free, especially again like towards the end of the game when they really started putting up pressure. Hatala ended up with a couple sacks and some tackles for loss and stuff like that. Next guy I got on here, this name I'm throwing out there so people don't forget who he is. That's Jesse Vorkentorter from the Butchers. He had 5 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, but he was moving from nose to 3 tech, going kind of back and forth throughout the game, and he was putting in work. He was putting in work down there, and he was going against 2 very good offensive linemen, and Thomas H., I can't pronounce his name, and then Miguel Makinen. Those are the 2 guys that he's going up against the whole game. I think a couple times he ended up going against the number 71 they had playing right guard if he was on that side. But he mostly was on the right side of the defense. But you don't want to shout out to Vorkentorter because he was controlling the middle of that field. He actually had a lot of plays where he pressured the run game and made Sip bounce outside that hole. And you saw Sip didn't have nearly as like downhill runs as he normally does because Vorkentorter took up the middle. So just throwing it out there. I gave him 1 star. Stats was okay. Another guy, R2 Blumquist from ECG, similar to young Daniel. Just a presence, man. He's always there. You can rely on him. Didn't get a whole bunch of yards, but he was part of the run game. He caught a touchdown as a pass. He's an all-around running back, and he gives them an opportunity every week to make plays. He helped them stay in this game. They were down, I want to say 22-0, and I was ready, let me turn this thing off. And he gets open for the swing pass, scores a touchdown, keeps them in the game. They rally back. I think it was, 22-17 at one point. And he helped spark that. That's something that he always brings to the table, so I gave him 1 star. Another ECG guy I'm going to give a star to, linebacker number 54, Felix Salonen, 6.5 tackles, 1.5 tackle for loss. Another young player that just really stepped up, in my opinion. When I was watching this defense, number 54 was very active, got to the ball a lot, and it was just good to see him kind of stand out in this game. I've been watching him all season, but he's been a little underperforming, in my opinion, just because I have high expectations. But in this game, he was everything I expected from him. He made all the plays you wanted to make. I didn't see him miss very many tackles, if any, and it was just good to see him out there. So I give him 1 sticker. I know they lost, so it's hard to give any of them really more than 1 sticker, but they did a really good job. Next guy, Jalen Todd, had 7 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, similar to Salonen, everywhere. You just saw number 40 everywhere. And like we said last week, he still was in coverage a lot too. And he made some open field tackles that, I'm sorry, but that's hard to do. As a linebacker, you're getting back into coverage and you come downhill and the runner has 5-10 yards and he making one-on-one tackles. So he did a really good job of like keeping that defense solid for them. Last guy I'm gonna give 1 sticker to. I know I got a lot of 1 stickers, but I don't have a lot of 2 or 3 stickers. Saw a lot of like decent performances. A quarterback from the Crocodiles, Brandon Kyles, 240 yards passing, 53%. 2 touchdowns. He did have 3 interceptions, but I do feel like towards the end of the game, like he was just trying to make a play. Like I'm not putting those interceptions like on him or saying that they're not on him, but I don't think it affected the way the game was going to come out. Like they played well and he played pretty good. And that's one thing that I noticed in this game about him was that, oh, buddy got some moves. I don't know if y'all saw it, but early in the game, he had this one scramble. When he cut, like, I mean, what's the Drake song going around now? Did I lose you? Yeah, because he put old buddy. I was like, and it was a very like it was a very subtle, like that side step, that quick jab step that not everybody has that. A lot of people don't have that. And if you do, it's very noticeable because it's just enough that a normal person can't keep up with you and like a quick person might hurt. So like he did that move, like, so he got a little something on him. And he ran well in this game. He had like 75 yards rushing, but it went back to like 58 because he got sacked one time. So like he had a really good game, over 300 yards all purpose, like between his passing and rushing in this game. And I know we don't give him a lot of like love out here because of the other quarterbacks, but Kyle's, you look good to me, man. You look good to me. Let's move on to two sticker performances. What guys you got out here?
I went to this is probably 2.5. Eustace Vertinaye.
I gave him two. Yeah, I gave him two as well.
2.5. He showed up, as he does every game. And I think he was a big part of why they were in the game going into it. Because I think it was 21-17 all the way till like at least the third quarter. So he had some big receptions in this game, and that's what you wanted. I know the Butchers not sure about that corner situation, but the Crocs were definitely taking advantage of it. They were definitely taking advantage of it. So shout out to him for having the game that he had. Another 2-star, and I hate even saying it's a 2-star for him, which I think he had too, was Christian Powell.
I have him on here as well.
He could have, controlled the game. Christian controlled the game on the run game. What him and Aaron B. Day is doing now, it's almost unfair at this point because it's if you don't have the personnel, the game plan for them, they'll continue to have the weeks that they're having. And Christian Powell looks, to me, healthier than we've seen him in the past. He looks lighter. He's moving good. And I mean, what can you say? Also, he obviously set another record. Was it a record or was it just them acknowledging?
Yeah, we can talk. Yeah, I was going to say we can talk about that. Yeah, we'll wait till the show. That way we give him some time.
Yeah. Christian Powell. Shout out to Christian Powell, man. He was him. So yeah, I had 2 stickers for him, and I think that was. I mean, he was like the only person that out of those 2 games that really just was,
Okay, that works for me.
Yeah,
I had those 2 as well, but I'll let you talk about them. Eustace had 105 yards, 6 receptions, 1 tutty. So he is making a very strong case to cracking that first team all of Finland. I be thinking might have to. I mean, his stats are. I mean, he's doing really well. I need to see his stats because he's coming on like it's consistently like above average, not average. And he's kind of the top option for them. But moving on, I got 2 guys. I got 2 receivers. First receiver is from ECG, Ronnie Lindroos, number 23, had 6 receptions, 60 yards. It was good to see someone other than Daniel Rubenstein, which I didn't say this earlier, but I've decided I'm going to start calling him Damn Daniel, just because I like that. I want to go back to that. So it was good to see somebody besides Damn Daniel making a play at the receiver position for them. We said this earlier in the season. They need somebody to take the pressure off of him. Just throwing this out there before we even talk about the game is that if you watch the game, number 1, Damn Daniel was guarded by either Alpha or number 9, Rankin, right? Or Rankin, the whole game. He was guarded by import the whole game. That's what they did. They had an import on him the whole game, which meant someone else had to step up, and someone did. Again, when I watched the score from this game before the game, I'll talk about it when I talk about the game. Sorry. Ronnie Lindros did really good. He caught a lot of passes, got some yak. It was good to see him out there. Look for this kid in the future. Next guy I have is number 18 from the Royals, Ami Lindfors. He had 4 receptions, 82 yards. Again, I feel like the stats are wrong. I am sure I saw him catch more than 4 passes in this game. Number 18 was catching a lot of passes. He had that one really big pass that he caught downfield, but he also had a couple like toe touches, hard grabs. Like he was making very difficult catches look very good. And I'm very hard on Lindfors because I know him personally, so I'm a little bit invested in his future. But this is probably the best game I've ever seen him play. And I've heard things about him playing with the juniors, but I don't care about any of that because it's juniors. But in the Maple League, on the top level, it's probably one of the best games I've seen him play. He was consistent. He was catching passes with his hands, with his body, however he could to bring them down. And he looked really good. Looked like the Royals actually had receivers outside of their imports. So that was really good to see because it's been a long time coming that they've said they have homegrown, receivers. He's kind of proven them right this week. He definitely proven right. They have receivers from Vasa that can play. So shout out to Ami Lindfors. Did you have any 3 stars?
Yeah, I actually have a 3-star this week.
All right. I think I know who your 3-star is, but go ahead and tell me.
You're probably right. And my 3-star goes to Mickey Kai.
Yeah, I knew it. That's what I thought it was. I knew it was Mickey.
My 3-sticker performance goes to Mickey Kai. For one, obviously, I mean the stats said he had 1 catch, but that 1 catch was big, and it was at a crucial time in the game. It pretty much set them apart from the Crocs. Kind of hurt the Crocs, confidence at that moment because Mickey took off and walked off and made a great play for the offense, and that's what the Butchers needed at the time. And then also playing defense, also playing DB, got a pick or 2. And
that's
picks.
what you want. He had 2 picks. 2
Yeah.
picks and a 58-yard touchdown.
Yeah, so it was one of them games where, I like to see when guys that aren't on the necessarily import status make those type of plays for their team. And Mickey, you can see he was fired up pretty much the whole game. And sometimes games go like that. Maybe you're not so involved on offense, but you can go on the defense side of the ball and make plays for your team. And he did. And I think that was the difference in that game because obviously Kyles was having a pretty good game, but the turnovers against a team like the Butchers are going to hurt you because the Butchers are going to make you pay. Every time they get the ball back, they score. So it was kind of one of those things like, Mickey, hey, shout out to you for making those plays because your team needed it. And obviously, we know that DB isn't your, specific
natural
position. So to go out there and actually read, passes and pick them off. I mean, the one on the sideline was a great read, great go. He went and got the ball. And Mickey, if you get tired of playing receiver, now you can go over there and play DB if you want to in your older years, man. So shout out to Mickey. He got 3 stickers from me this week.
That man's an athlete. And I'm gonna add on to that because he on my 3 stars too. The first interception, he was right place, right time. I give him that. But you still got to make the catch, and he's got good hands. But that second one, like you said, he broke on that ball, and it was a perfect read. And that was a takeaway. It wasn't a giveaway. It was a takeaway for sure. And he made those big plays. And I've said this before, Mickey J, big-time player. And if he makes big plays, your team is more likely than not going to win the game. And that's what he did. And then that long reception for a touchdown, he cut back and made like 2 guys like almost hit each other when he did it. He looked back because I don't think he thought that they both would have like hit each other the way they did because he's got a little bit of like burst that he can change gears very quickly if he needs to, and he did a great job in this game. So definitely 3 stars. I'm gonna add one more guy to our 3 stars, and that's the number 7 from the Royals, Gabriel Quigley, import, had 4 receptions, 99 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a 2-point conversion. Where on the receiving front, he had 2 touchdowns and 4 total catches, and maybe 1 out of those 4 catches was not him doing everything he could to make the play. he dove for this like overthrown ball early in the game. That was one hard catch.
Yeah.
And then he caught a touchdown where he had to come back behind. He had to come back behind the defender to catch it. That was the second one. And then the third one was his other touchdown where he had to dive at the back of the end zone to catch it and make that touchdown. Like he made his quarterback look good every time he threw his way. And that's just impressive. And actually his other catch was a screen. So that was his 4 catches. I can remember all 4 of his catches because they were that like impactful that you can remember his catches in this game. And then he also was the punter, so he has a lot of duties. He's the holder. He was going. I guess it was a bad snap or something. This dude runs all the way to the right sideline, throws it across his body, all the way to the other side. To who was it? It was Steger, I think. It was Mika Steger. So he threw it to a linebacker. First of all, the faith in your teammate, because I'm sorry, I'm not throwing a 40-yard pass to a linebacker on extra point. I was just and then it worked. He caught it and scored. Like, and I know we're giving 3 stars for this game, but he's also the one, when Alpha tossed the ball back to him and he ran out for 87 yards a couple weeks ago. Like, Quigley has that it factor. And that's what we're noticing about the Royals, even with the again, very strange strategy, but in this game they passed it a lot more. And you saw that if he's part of that, like, hey, we're going to get him the ball, they've always got a chance for something special to happen on the offensive side. So it was really good to see him kind of show out and do his thing, because you take away those 4 catches, they don't win this game. They don't win this game. So that's how important I think he was in this one. I think that's all the stickers. Yeah, let's get into this win or loss a little bit. All right. We all know who technically won and lost the games, but let's explain which teams we think won or lost. First game, East City Giants versus Wausau Royals. Who won or who lost this game for you, Q?
Wausau Royals won the game. They even though we don't have that much confidence in their quarterback play, he still does enough to get them on the scoreboard when they need to. I mean, it was against ECG, not the better of competition when it comes to defense, but the Royals have receivers and they have guys that can make plays when the ball is in the air. And they did that, all the times that they needed to get, the points that they had. So the Royals is, they're got another win. Their players making plays all over the place, and you can't take that away from them. They won the game fair and square. ECG just didn't have enough offense. Another week of just inconsistent offense. But the Royals are, hey, they got them a win. What does it mean? I guess we'll see going forward. But I know it probably felt good, for them to win in the fashion they did. It wasn't the most prettiest game, obviously, early or late, but they took off when they needed to, made the plays when they needed to. So the Royals won fair and square. No shade.
Yeah. I would say what we're both probably thinking is the Royals won, but they almost lost the game. Like, it's just one of those situations. Like, when I'm watching this game, the Royals are the better team. I'm sorry, they are the better team. They should win, and I don't want to hear anything about, well, you picked ECG to win. I have my reasons.
It happens sometimes. Yeah.
I was trying to either motivate the Royals enough that they have a chip on their shoulder, or motivate the Giants enough that somebody believes in them. I was really playing the fence on it. I was like, why not? And let's just be honest about this game. With like 3 minutes left in the first half, it was 0-0. Royal, and credit to the Royals for, again, I believe their strategy is keep the game close, we'll make big plays. That's it. Like, I don't think it's like we're going to keep the game close. At some point, we'll make big plays. And that's what I think happened in this game. I feel like it was 7-0 at half. They had just scored. So they had the momentum. And you're like, okay, we got the momentum. What are we going to do? Opening kickoff, Alpha almost scores. They do the little toss back thing. They almost score. And then on that same drive, they get down to a 4th and 20. 4th and 20 and convert. Ami Linfors makes a huge catch and they convert on a 4th and 20. Just those three things. You score right before half. You got momentum. Big play to open up the second half. Then you get a big time conversion. And what's that follow with? A Quigley touchdown.
Touchdown. Yeah.
And now and actually after the Quigley touchdown, that's when we do the 2-point conversion. So you're up 15-0 in the third quarter, and you have all the momentum. They're playing in Helsinki apparently, but it don't matter at this point. Like, it's all Royals from that point on. And for the rest of the game, after that, I wrote in my notes, 15-0 pretty much over. Then it went to 22-0. And credit to the Giants for fighting back, getting back into it. Like I said, Arthur Blomqvist making the catch, and then Daniel getting his touchdown. That's how you get back into the game, and that made it more a closer looking game than what it was. But Swansea late in the game scores that long touchdown, and that's that. Really, I really give a lot of credit to the Royals for just making that huge shift in that beginning of that end of the half, third quarter, taking all the momentum. Football is a very momentum-driven sport. Once you have it, it's hard to lose it. I don't think they ever really lost it. I think the EC Giants were able to, make some strides into making a comeback, but I never really felt like they were going to come back in this game, even when it got close. I wrote here on my notes, I want to say this. There was like 5.5 minutes left in the game, and the Royals start walking up to the line and just waiting on that clock. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Just waiting on that clock. I was like, damn. It was five. I wrote down it was 5:33 left in the game when they started doing it. That is a little problematic. That's the almost lost the point for me is that you want to run your 4-minute offense, but if you're just counting down seconds, are you saying that you're afraid that one, you can't get a first down, or two, you give them the ball, they're going to score? And that can't be the case, right? Like, you can't go into it like that. But then Swansea had the long touchdown run. Swansea doing Swansea things.
Yeah.
Scoring when you need them to score. And now the game is over after that. But on the other side, East City Giants, they also got some problems. I don't know exactly what happened, but that's not the secondary I'm accustomed to seeing from them.
Yeah.
I know I gave a lot of credit to the Royals. They threw it a lot more in this game, but I think they felt like they could because of the secondary from the East City Giants. And I don't know what happened, but those aren't the normal numbers I'm used to seeing back there. I think Nolan Burnett is injured. I think I saw him on the sideline. That's a huge blow for them. I know they put Jabari Harris back there at safety.
Yeah.
That troubles me. No offense to Jabari. Love him as a person, but he doesn't have the footwork of a safety. That doesn't help you. I don't think that helped their defense as much as they would have liked it. Maybe in the run game, but against the pass game, I don't see that as an asset. I see that more as a liability. And then their corners look like they were using new guys. I don't know who number 43 is. I don't remember seeing them out there before, but maybe I'm wrong. The number 19 is safety. Again, another number that I just don't remember that being the guy. And then on the other side of the corner, they had number 17, and he actually was doing a decent job. But in the second half, they put in Daniel. So I don't know if he got hurt or if he wasn't actually doing a good job, and I just didn't notice it or something. But they got to get that fixed. That was really the only issue. They did okay up front. Their D-line was okay, not great. Their linebacking group was active to the ball, but everybody was open. And I'm sorry, but I still don't believe the Royals have a great passing offense. We've seen this all year. This was probably the first game that the quarterback threw less than 2 interceptions. Yeah. He still threw an interception. So I think the EC Giants, we've been saying a lot about them progressing, but I feel like in this game they probably went back a step. Because honestly, at halftime when it was 7-0, That's how I felt like these two teams were playing. Like they were very evenly matched. It wasn't the Royals are the better team, but it didn't look like they were that much better than them in this game. And it really could have went either way, if not for, a 22-0 start because of a lot of like inconsistencies on ECG's part. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I guess let's go to the next game. Who else played this week? Sinayoki Crocodiles versus Porvu Butchers. What do you got in this one?
The Butchers won, hands down. The Butchers was the better team, is the better team. The Butchers have so much they can use that it doesn't matter if they're actually consistent on offense. Because I didn't think that the Crocs would be in this game as long as they were in this game. I thought the Butchers had the mixed match. I thought they had a better chance of making a lot more plays than what they did early on. But the Crocs actually did a pretty good job of not giving them up. They had Aaron B-Day moving around. He wasn't as comfortable as probably he'd like to be. So that gave the Crocs a chance. Charles O'Connor moved around a lot. He had some pretty good hits on Christian Powell too.
He hit. I saw a couple of
out
those.
there.
I was like, okay, all right.
They were banging out there, but the Butchers, when they needed to get in the end zone, they got in the end zone. You go to Robitaille, you go to Mickey, and it's just such a long game that it's hard to stop all those guys from making a play. And the Butchers just have that luxury of being able to get the ball to guys that can make plays. And the Crocs, if I was the Crocs, I wouldn't really hold my head on this game because that's the team that you have to be able to compete with if you want to get back to the championship, if you want to be better. But right now, the Butchers are the leading team, and the Crocs actually did a pretty good job against them. So now that's the second team that I think did a pretty good job against them. So the Crocs, obviously, offensively, like you said, we talked about the quarterback, Kyles. When he took off from the pocket, definitely surprised me because I felt like we haven't seen that from him like that. But I like his assertiveness to where he made a decision, took off, and knew that he would have to make a lot of plays for his team. And he tried to do that. Obviously, the turnovers didn't help, but he was trying to make plays, and that just comes with being a quarterback. But ultimately, the Butchers was the better team. They made the plays when they needed to. It's hard to stop all of those guys. It's almost a cheat code. But the Butchers won fair and square, and that's just what it is.
I would agree with you. Yeah, Butchers definitely won. But just comparing them to like the other game that was close for the Butchers kind of was against the Roosters. This game was pretty much very similar. Like, it was close, but I guess the difference in this one, I would say, like at halftime, it was 21-10. Butchers were up. I feel like that was accurate. Like they're about a touchdown and a half, not as good as them. Like, and that seemed on point. And then by the time I stopped watching, when it was 42-17 with 3.5 left, it was at the point of, well, now they're cooking. And that's, like you said, 4 quarters is a long time. And the difference between this game and the Roosters game is we said it when they played the Roosters, they didn't play that well.
Yeah.
And that's probably why I think that game was much closer. The Butchers just didn't play well all through that game. And this game, they didn't really leave no crumbs to be eaten at the end of it. They're like, hey, we're done with this. And they went out of there, especially with that, is it like 90-something yard touchdown pass to Lucas Arella? Is that how many? I know they were basically in their own end zone when they did that. When that type of stuff started happening, you just got like, hey, it ain't our day. Can't get them today. And the Butcher's like, hey, it is our day. But let's talk about the new Maple League leader in rushing yards of all time. I think that's the award that he won. I honestly don't listen to enough finish to know. But I'm pretty sure last year he broke the record for most touchdowns.
Yeah.
Then this year he broke the record for most rushing yards. Both records that used to belong to Steven Stokes, who everybody loves. But what I want to say about this was stopping the game is wild.
That's wild.
I'm sorry. That
that's
is
wild.
wild. They were in the middle of the game. That man was breathing hard. Like he just ran
Only
the
in
ball.
Finland. Only in Finland would they do that.
And they're like, everybody go stand up in 2 lines over there. He gonna walk out. We're gonna do a little thing in the middle of the game. That
especially
is
when
wild.
he's not done running. He's not done running. Like wait to see how many yards he get.
Yeah, imagine if we would have done it at the end of the game. You'd have time to have a whole little celebration. Maybe his wife and kids could have came on the field or something. Like you could have done a whole little thing. But they're like, no, we're gonna celebrate now. We're gonna put this out there. Y'all gonna know he the stat leader. Now get back in there and finish this game. I was like, we get an extra timeout, I guess, because I mean everybody got the rest except for him. He had to still do a little walking and stuff, but I mean. Crocs got an extra timeout. It was wild that they stopped the game. They did that last year too, though. I think he scored a touchdown and they just stopped the game. But at least with the touchdown is like after a score. You can kind of compare it to a TV timeout. But if we're not playing basketball, guys, I don't know about just stopping the game for awards. And that I know that's not the point of what happened, but wild, just wild.
Yeah.
But let's give Christian Powell his flowers. Tell us a little bit about your thoughts on him and breaking his record and stuff so far.
I think it's such a great accomplishment for Christian Powell, being that he did majority of it on the same team. You know what I mean? And a lot of times in Finland, it's very seldom that players stay with one team as long as he did. I myself did the same thing. And it's sometimes it's hard to do that, and sometimes it's a great thing to do that. So we've been able to watch him all these years, show up and show out every year. I haven't heard one person say anything bad about Christian Powell, and I believe the Crocs did something great by bringing him to Finland. Obviously, he probably could have went a lot of other places to play. He's made a family there. Things will just keep getting better for Christian Powell at this point. But he's such seems like a humble guy. The times that we've interviewed him, he's been nothing but respectful, just happy to be in Finland, happy to be playing football. He's healthy. He's an example of what an American football player should be, not only in America, but in Finland too. You walk it, you talk it, and you just show up, and that's what you expect. So shout out to Christian Powell. I got to see Steven Stokes play a lot. 2 different types of runners, but if you really think about it, they're the same type of people. They're the same exact type of people, and people like that, good things happen to. And Christian Powell, shout out to you, man. You deserve it. You work for it. Hopefully this isn't the end. Obviously, you're gonna get more yards and more touchdowns. So I'm just happy that us at American Football in Finland got to cover it. Because it's definitely something special to do. It's commitment. It's a lot, man. And just shout out to him for that accomplishment, though.
Yeah, you said everything I would have said. That's why I ain't saying nothing. But congratulations, CP, man. We're proud of you. Happy you got the record, and look forward to you probably playing for a few more years.
Yeah.
I mean, you still look in incredible shape. And just to touch on what you said about like Steven Stokes and him, I've said this before, Steven Stokes, that's a slippery bastard. That's what I saw from him. Like very hard to get a hold of that. Yeah, very hard to get a hold of that guy. And then when you look at Christian Powell is like the running back I wish I was and never was. The running back I wish I could have ever been. Like he has every tool that you need. Like we've seen it. Like his bag is large. He can do everything you need from a running back and more if you need it. And if not, he's okay with his role and he can make that as impactful as possible. We've seen it through his tenure being able to sometimes only get the ball 9 times. But that cost the team a championship. Yeah, we still remember that. Was it 9 or 11? Or was it 11 carries? Was it 9 or is it 11? I thought it was 9.
Somewhere in there. It wasn't enough.
Yeah.
It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. For sure.
Which is why is it not even more fitting that he got the award there in Senioki? We didn't talk about that aspect. Like, that was his
Yeah,
homecoming game. That
that
was the
was
homecoming game for him.
yeah, that was. I'm sure it was bittersweet, but also a good feeling. It doesn't even seem like he's the type of player who even cares about, those type of accomplishments. I mean, sure he likes it, but when
Mhm.
you watching him play and you see him on the sideline, I think winning is obviously more important to him than those individual accolades. And
Yeah.
like you said, it was in Sanioki, and I'm sure it,
Where he started,
yeah,
that's
where he
that's where he
started.
should
So it
win
was
it.
like a
Yeah.
perfect story, perfect, time to do it. And yeah, it was just, it's like I said again, I'm gonna reiterate this. It's Steven Stokes, even though this is about Christian Powell, Steven Stokes was a feared running back in Finland.
Mm.
Everybody that ever played against Steven Stokes, and he talking about before the knee injury, that was a feared man. I'm talking about running for 250, 300 yards a game on a consistent basis against good guys. Like, so for Christian Powell to carry on, and do his thing and make his own legacy, this is big, and I hope the people in Finland do give him his flowers, and not just the guys that played with him and the guys that, got to Crocs and Butchers that played with him. But like, this is a big accomplishment, man, for real. So yeah, just to keep giving him his flowers, man. Christian, keep going,
Yeah.
keep doing your thing, man.
Yeah. Great job by him. All right, we'll jump into this next question. All right. Now we're going to do our live portion of the show. And we brought in Tampa the Saints quarterback Jesse Robbins to talk to us a little bit. Jesse, how you doing, man?
Sir, yes, sir. I'm doing pretty good, man. I appreciate y'all for having me on, man.
Of
Yes, sir.
course, anytime, man. We do have some questions, but I gotta ask the first question. I just saw this on my timeline. Y'all getting some new players? Is that
Yeah, we
true?
got some new imports, some new reinforcements. Yeah, some new imports, new reinforcements coming in, man. But I can't disclose that information, bro. I'm gonna let the team do that. You know.
Mm.
I was just
Yeah.
gonna ask, did they announce it yet? I don't know if they announced they because I
Nah,
know they're doing
it's
like an
coming on
announcement
Tuesday.
online or something. Okay, on
Yeah.
Tuesday. Okay, so everybody be ready for that. On Tuesday, you'll find out who the new guys are. But Q, I was gonna let you ask your alma mater guy here a question first. What you got for him?
Jesse, what's up, man? Shout out to you, man. Ever since pretty much been playing in Europe, I've been watching you, been trying to keep up with, everything that you do. Like I said earlier about Christian Powell, you're an example of what imports are supposed to be. Always positive, always giving they all, always, bringing that effort every game. It may not always translate to wins, but you never know the effect that you have on your players just by your demeanor. So shout out to you for being, positive through all the, the chaos and the losses sometimes. But my question to you is, um, how do you keep the guys motivated? You know what I'm saying? It's not easy, taking L's the way that, maybe y'all have been taking them. But just you personally, how are you keeping the guys motivated to keep coming out to practice, to keep showing up to the game and trying to get better?
Honestly, man, I'm just talking with the team, telling the guys like, cause this is not normal for us, you know. Ever since I've been here with the Saints, we're a championship team, no loss type of team, you know. So we used to being on top. We used to fighting through adversity and everything. It's a little bit different this year because of the amount of injuries and everything we got. But you know, so I just tell the guys we can control what we can control, and everything else gonna take care of itself. So it's nothing about it's nothing more that you can do besides show up, do your best, you know what I'm saying, and try to help each other get better on both sides of the ball.
Gotcha. And as far as you, are you done, or are you just injured right now?
Nah,
What's going
I
on?
nah, I just had the injury in the Cupio game, bro. Like tweaked my ankle, high ankle sprain, but I definitely be back this week though.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, we looking forward to seeing you back out there. Along with your new imports.
No doubt.
I'm. I got a kind of a suspicion on what position it probably is, but
Yeah,
I'll wait till the team.
yeah,
What I'm saying, put it out
yeah.
there though. But I just wanted to say, yeah, keep it going, man. Keep giving the effort that you're giving. Trouble don't last always. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've been in Finland, like you said. This isn't normal for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So just make sure that keeping the guys up and letting them know that the whole point of y'all being out there is to be better. And so they might not always translate to wins, but as long as everybody giving all they got, do your thing, man. So I definitely shout you out for that.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, Jesse, I don't care about none of that, man. I ain't worried about football. I want to know about, because you've been here two summers already. This is your third season, right? I want to
Right.
know about your experience here in Finland so far. Like, have you traveled outside of like the Tampa area, or are you just kind of like into just that one city, or have you seen Finland since you've been here?
I've seen a little bit of Finland, but mostly like just Helsinki and stuff like that. I haven't been like anywhere outside of too much of the Tampa area besides Pori, Helsinki, and here in Tampa.
Well, I mean,
That's
that's
about
a
it though.
that's a good amount of Finland, though. What's your like thoughts on it? What do you? I want to ask you some random questions. What do you like about like the Finnish like vibe and stuff during the summer? Like, what's some of the things that you like to do when you're not all locked in on football? I know there's a couple minutes a day that you can spend away from football. So
Yeah,
during that time, like, what do you like about like out here in Finland to do?
but just being out here and feeling like the compared to other places I've been, bro, everybody speak English. You know what I'm saying? So it's never like I guess you can say a language barrier. Like somebody might walk up to you and start speaking to you in Finnish, but you say, "Hey, I understand a little bit of what you said, but I mainly speak English," and there, you feel me, break it down for you. So that's one of the main things I enjoy about being out here, bro. There's no language barrier, bro. Uh, and during the summertime, just like how it's been, bro. Like, but last year it was it was colder, it was cooler, so it wasn't
Yeah,
really
it was
too much.
cooler.
It wasn't too much outside activities that I really got into. But the 2023 season, bro, I spent that time at the beach, bro, riding jet skis and stuff. You feel me? So that I'm an outside type of person. You feel me? I like to do
Mhm.
outside, outdoors type of things. Take hikes, bro. Do like the little walking paths, be on the water, things of that nature, man. The only thing I haven't got into that I want to get into, but I don't know how it goes out here is fishing, bro. I'm from Florida, grew up in
Mm.
Florida Keys, bro. So what I'm saying, that's my type of thing. That's my type of relaxation. But I haven't gotten into that much out here because I don't know how it go.
Do y'all? Well, I know. I mean, Finland has a whole bunch of lakes. There's not a lot of
Yeah,
like ocean, so like you. I mean, and usually you can fish in lakes. I just don't know. I don't know Tampa the area that well. I know
yeah,
my wife's family has like the summer cottage that's on the lake, so we can fish.
right.
But there's not a lot of places like that. You should just ask somebody, man. Tell them like, hey, I'm trying to get into it. I was just talking to someone the other day in like a fishing club in Germany. I mean,
Okay.
another like import guy, but he found a club in Germany that they like let you fish and stuff. So there might be something like that out here. I've heard of people fishing a lot. Not my
Yeah,
thing, but oh,
I be seeing them. I be seeing them, bro. But like every time I see them walk past, I don't ever see them pulling nothing out. So I don't, I don't
like
know, bro.
I'm not gonna go ask somebody who don't know how to do it well.
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense. I've never seen them pulling nothing out. Yeah, maybe they got like you got to give it back or something too. Like you can't keep it with
yeah,
you.
facts
That could
though,
be possible.
facts,
Could
facts.
be catch and
Yeah.
release. I don't know. But yeah, I guess let's get a little bit back into football since we got you here. You guys this week you got the Crocodiles, right? If I'm not
Right.
mistaken. Yeah. So I'm gonna let Q ask first question about going heading into this game. Q, what you got for
From what you've seen, on the Crocodiles, I mean, obviously they played yesterday. Um, what kind of well, I don't want to give you your game plan away, but
Yeah, yeah, I got
uh, what kind of things have you seen, as far as the Crocs, where you feel like you can take advantage of?
you. Truthfully, like we already know, like they are who they are. You feel me? They don't change up too much of what they do. Whatever coverage they show you, that's what coverage they gonna bring out there. So they not too much of a heavy road team. If they show it, that's what they doing. They rely a lot on Charles, bro. I ain't gonna front though. He is a dog. You feel me? Wherever you put him at, he can make plays. So that's respected. You know what I'm saying? So we know where he gonna be at. You gotta limit him. You ain't gonna truly stop him, but you gotta limit him. You know what I'm saying? To still give us time to be able to get where we need to be, so we can do what we need to do. With that going on, man, we know that like they linebacker crew, they decent guys. They fill their gaps. They be in areas where they supposed to be at. But we know how to attack them. We know how to get them out of position. Last time we played them, I saw that I wouldn't call it a natural spy, but wherever number 30 was, or wherever I was expected to go, number 30 was there. You know,
Mm.
he was there. He made a few plays. I made him, I made him miss a few tackles. So that's kind of something we kind of expecting again. But we got things to counter that. New things going on in the pass game, new things going on in the run game. We had this bye week, so we done got a lot of new things developing within our system that we do best. So to take advantage of that and move forward with these next 4 games, trying to get a W out of all 4 of them if we can.
Gotcha.
All right, I'm gonna ask a more like holistic question because you answered that so well. Going forward, how many more games y'all have left? 6?
4 games. 4 games.
4 games. 4
in the regular
games.
season.
Okay, so you got 4 games left. What's the mentality that you guys have in that locker room going forward with only 4 games? Playoff may be possible, not 100% sure. Mathematically, it might be possible that you can get into it, but realistically, going into the next 4 weeks, what do you guys like? What is your thought process? What's your thinking as a team? What do you have a mantra, a goal, or anything going on like that?
The main thing is to keep the main thing first, man. Every team, I'm pretty sure thinks we dead. You know what I'm saying? That was a thing coming back from with the Butchers game. Like I'm pretty sure them guys felt like we was gonna come out there, they was gonna steamroll us, and everything like that, and we wasn't gonna play to our full capability, but we did. So like everybody think we back, we think we dead, but we back from the dead. We died. You feel me? Way back,
Mm-hmm.
as y'all can see, you feel me? And we back from the dead, trying to recuperate and still pull positive out this season, moving on to next year. You know what I'm saying? So nothing is dead. We still moving forward, still pushing, still grinding. Like you feel me? Like it's new part of the season. This is part 2 of the year. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't everything that happened the first 5 games. Cool. We on to the next part. Still pushing, still grinding, still going.
All right, that's what's up. All right, Jesse, we appreciate you coming on, man. We'll let you get out of here. Thank you for coming on the AFF podcast. Q, you want to say something to him before we dip?
Oh, nah, man. Good luck this week. Do your thing as always, and we'll be watching.
No doubt. Appreciate y'all for having me on again, bro.
All right, man. Take it
Yes,
easy.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get into Maple League action this week. We got first game on Thursday, Porvu Butchers versus East City Giants. And then there's no Friday game, so we got a doubleheader on Saturday. Early game is Tampa the Saints versus Senioki Crocodiles. And last late game, prime time, is Helsinki Roosters versus Wausau Royals. So let's spend a little bit of time looking into each one of these matchups. First game, Porvu Butchers versus East City Giants. What's the storyline, question, matchup, interesting thing about this one for you?
Ooh, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm rarely don't have anything to say, but I don't have anything to say about this game. I really don't, and it's just the Butchers are just on a tear right now, man. They're on a tear, and ECG is not your fault that you're at this point, and that you have to see the Butchers when things are already not great. You already know that you got a load of players that are going to come out and they're going to play, and then you're going to have to deal with them. And ECG doesn't have the personnel to keep up with the Butchers. As far as the Butchers, they're going to keep doing what they do. They're going to try to run the score. They're going to try to get all the guys on the scoreboard. Aaron B-Day is going to keep being Aaron B-Day, running, throwing.
Do you see how they do that? Like,
Yeah.
even in the last game, first of all, the offense runs through Christian Powell. Like, he's going to get his yards. Like, it's crazy. Like, he don't have to try that hard, it looks like, but he's going to get his yards. But later in the game, if you notice, like, okay, they've got a lot of points, but, everybody have been involved. All of a sudden, pass to Lucas Arella, pass to Nate Robitaille. They make sure that they get theirs. I ain't saying they like stat pad and anything, but like you said, they have so many weapons and they make sure that everyone is involved. That makes it so much harder than if you only had like 1 or 2. Yeah. But yeah, that's all I had for it.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you had something else to say. Sorry.
No, that was it. Because I mean, like you said, it's just tough. ECG got to see the Butchers, man. The Butchers are just too good, too healthy, which sounds bad, but they just don't have any weaknesses. It's besides one position, and if Rubenstein can exploit it, I'm not saying I think ECG can win, but they do have weaknesses at certain positions, and that gives ECG obviously a chance to get on the scoreboard. But overall, I think the Butchers is just a way better team, and they'll come out on top.
I agree, and it looks like somebody sent us a comment, so we're gonna put it out there. JP Flores, offensive tackle, did his job and things Saturday. That's the offensive tackle from the Butchers, and yes, we did notice he did his job. I know we don't talk about linemen play a lot here, but I actually watch a lot of linemen play for these games, mostly so we can know who to pick for the All Finland list. But Flores did a really good job, and he's on my list. He's definitely on our list for one of the top offensive linemen. So you don't have to worry about it. We might not be talking about linemen because they big and supposedly ugly, but we respect what they're doing out there. Getting back to this game, for me, I mean, you're right. There's just not a lot to say. The better team is probably going to win. I want to give you two options of how I think ECG should go about it. Football wise, get in there, work on what you can work on, get better. Don't lay down. Don't just let them come in there and walk all over you. Play your football. Do what you know you can do. Don't try to do more than that. Just do what you know you can do, and no matter what happens, get out of there safe. You're fine. Like, you're not going to lose anybody's respect if you don't win this game. Mm-hmm. But the media side of me would say, man, don't even worry about this game. Like, don't be out there trying to do nothing. Don't show nothing new. Don't get out there. I want to watch every clock go down to 1 second on offense. We're gonna do handoff. We're gonna do handoff right, handoff left, and then we're gonna do handoff left, right one more time, and then we're gonna punt, and then we're gonna play as good defense as we can, and then we're gonna hopefully we can stop them. If we can't, we can't. But we're gonna make them work for it if we can. Matter of fact, if it's too hard, we'll let them score. Then we'll get the ball back. And then we're going to hand it off right. We're going to hand it off left. We're going to wait till 1 second start. And we'll get the hell up out of there. That's what I would do. They play on a Thursday night in Porvoo. So they play. They play at 6:30. That's a 45-minute drive to Helsinki, man. Look, if the game starts at 6:30, 2 hours. I don't want a 3-hour game. We at 20:30.
8:30, we should be shaking hands.
Yeah, we shaking hands. Shoot, we on the bus at 8:45, 9 o'clock. We're on our way home. I'm gonna be home before 10.
Ketos.
Thank you. Let's go.
Thank you.
Get on up out of here. Don't be wasting no time with this. Because there's no upside for either of these teams in this game. Yeah. Like, just again, this is a non-football take. Don't get all upset if you're all into the X's and O's. But a non-football take, if the Butchers lose, that's crazy. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna say that, they must be a horrible team. That's crazy if they lose. If the East City Giants win, that's crazy. It ain't gonna make me think that they just all of a sudden the best team in the league. Like, it just, there's not a lot that you can get from this besides playing football. And again, if I'm playing for the Butchers, I'm getting my stats and I'm saying, Coach, take me out. I ain't trying to waste no time. If I'm playing for East City Giants, I'm saying, if I can hang, leave me in so I can get some film of me playing against some good competition. If I can't hang, don't be putting me in there, man. Like, I ain't got time. Like, if you're one of the better players for the team, but you can't compete against that caliber guys, take this week off, man. No shame in that. Live to fight another day. There's a couple teams that they can legitimately beat. So don't waste your time on this team that is just, I mean, you said it last week. They got their mind on one thing. And if you in the way, I wouldn't want to be in the way. That's all I wouldn't want to be in the way. But interesting aspect is going to be, again, I think if they're playing it in Porvoo, getting a lot of people to this game on a Thursday in a game that isn't necessarily that important is going to be a little tough. But I think if Porvoo can get a good crowd there, I think it really should. It's Thursday evening though, and it's like, excuse me, it's still summer break for a lot of people. That's what's tough about it. Like Thursday evening in Finland, what is it? What is the drink that you said everybody like? Is it yellow vina?
Yellow vina, yeah.
You know, everybody on that yellow vina. So you know, I don't know if I want to go watch what I don't expect to be a very close game on a Thursday night. Yeah. So, but again, credit to the Butchers. I think that they have a good fan base. You know, me included. Go Butchers! Let's do it this year. That people will show up. I'm not showing up. Don't take it that way. I'm not going all the way to Portview. But I think that the home crowd will be there. And I think them showing up for this game and especially shows that not only is the team all in, but even the community and the fan base is all in. And I think that makes for an even better story for the Butchers if everybody is all in this year. Like, hey, we're going to do it. Matter of fact, shout out to their social media team. They put up those cards of all their different players leading in different categories, the team leading in categories. Not a lot of teams do that. Like put up like statistics of their players and promote their players and their team. And the Butchers are all in this year. Probably the best thing I've seen from them is watching Mikko Seppänen wear Christian Powell's college jersey. That was dope. And then watching Powell come back wearing a Mikko Seppänen t-shirt with his little one as well. So I love the vibe over there for the Butchers. And I think same thing for them also is I wouldn't waste too much time on this game. I wouldn't do too much with all those guys. But I do know that they're about their numbers. So get your numbers and then get out. So that should be it for them. We'll get to that next one. Okay, so second game is Tampa the Saints versus Sinioke Crocodiles. What you got in this one?
Ooh, man, my mind just went blank.
Oh, I'll take it then. So we got Saints versus Crocodiles. Storyline of question is: are the Saints dead? We just talked to Jesse Robbins, and he said, "Nah, they've already died. They're reborn, resurrected. They're coming hard. This is the perfect game." The Crocodiles have played good this year. They're much better than we thought they were going to be. But at the same time, the Saints have not shown much of anything that we expected. But in the last game they played, they did look kind of good. We both said like they made some improvements in the last game that was, maybe they didn't get the win, but they won in their hearts. So are they dead would be my real question, because this game will determine it. Like they lose this game, I mean, they're supposed to be bringing in 2 more enforcements, and we're gonna find that out on Tuesday. But if they, I guess not if they lose, but if they lose in a fashion that doesn't promote growth, might as well send them back. What they here for a month for? Like,
let me ask you this: What kind of import, we can say position, that you think could affect this game against the Crocs? That come in right away and affect this game against the Crocs?
Right away.
That will give them a chance. That will give them a equal chance of winning this game.
I feel like there's 2, and I'm not sure which one you think is more important. Because for me, I would ask for offensive linemen. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I know that's a different take. And I'm assuming you're thinking receiver.
No, I was thinking running back. I was thinking running back.
They don't they have the Chavez kid?
Yeah, but I
see what you're saying. But you mean like a I see what you're saying. You want Ethan Greenfield, Christian Powell,
like RPO running back, like who's going to come in and you give him the ball 15 times and
you're talking about they need a running back that can gain yards even if he gets hit in the backfield.
Exactly.
That's what that makes
Big
sense.
play. Yeah.
That the only reason I'm saying offensive lineman is because I think what we saw in the last game that they played, if I'm not mistaken, is when their quarterback was able to sit in the pocket, he was able to get the ball out, and they were able to move it. And they've proven that. I mean, between the tight end number 80 and Dejan Newell, and even number 86, what is that? Alayaxo? I can't remember the last name. Sorry, guys. But between those three, they can move the ball. And even they had my Empire running back, but even if they had Chavez, they can pass them the ball as well. But the problem was that it's been nothing but pressure every week. And now you're going to play the Crocodiles, who legitimately have the most pressure. And if the Butchers game was anything to show you how to deal with that pressure, the Butchers dealt with it, but you saw it. Aaron B, they still had to move. And what they did well was they put tight end to Akano's side. So whether the tight end could block him or not, it made Akano have to run more and further to get to the quarterback. And then they had Flores going against Coleman. And Flores did a good job. I think Coleman won a couple times, but also Flores won as well. Like, it wasn't one of those like, oh, he's just like, they were evenly matched. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some as an offensive lineman. We know that. It was a really good matchup, but it was good enough that when they needed them, and they were able to run the ball against that front. So I don't know if the Saints have that. Their golden boy tight end is more of a receiver type. The Butchers have a thick number 83 out there. He out there to get dirty. He ain't trying to run those spread and fades or anything like that. So if I was them, I'd get up. Huh?
I was gonna say the reason I say running back is because if you watch the game, Christian Powell hurt them up the middle.
Yeah,
he hurt the Fox up the middle. So I think if you can have if you can have a consistent run up the middle, it'll back. I'm not gonna necessarily say it's gonna back a Connell off. I'm not gonna say that. I'm just gonna say it gives you a better chance from them just taking off and coming upfield versus the corner.
That's the issue I was saying. That's what the Butchers did well, is they made the corner long for Akano. And they slowed Coleman down by putting a good offensive lineman.
Yeah.
Saints don't have either of that. They don't have a tight end that can slow it. They could probably do a tight end formation, but he's still going to get around there fast enough. And how are you going to cut off the other side? And they're going to get there before you can get up the middle. And that's, again, if they weren't playing the Crocodiles, I think, bring in that running back. But again, they said 2 enforcement, so you can still bring in.
I think it's going to be a scat back. I just think so because of that reason, because Connell comes off so fast. That's what'll hurt that, is just having a running back on his side, and every time he run upfield, we dump it. And that keeps Connell from getting to your quarterback, and it gives you a chance to get some one-on-ones with your running back, and he can make some plays. So, I mean, I'm just throwing an idea, because you're not, like you said, like Jesse said, you're not going to stop Connell from being effective in the game. But if you want to back him off, or at least have him guess or hesitate for a second, then that's what you want to do. But you don't want to just have Jesse back there sitting in the pocket and thinking that you're going to block Connell one-on-one. This is not going to happen. And Coleman,
that's what I'm saying. I don't think at this point, I don't think they have anyone that can block either one of those two guys. So they got to at least have one of those reinforcements has to nullify one of them. And I think if it was me personally, I would try to nullify Coleman. Because in my opinion, and again, this is just conjecture. Don't nobody come at me for this one. In my opinion, Coleman is more of your traditional edge DN, like DN, not edge. So he's gonna have an effect on the run and the pass game, and he's gonna be able to use leverage on that lineman to get there. While Kano is your rush edge, he's gonna get to the ball.
I think you run the zone read. I know we're talking about a lot, not to cut you off.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
I think you run the zone read off of Kano. I think you run it off of him if you got a running back. I think you run it off of him. Make him decide who he's taking.
My question is, how do you run that with Coleman on the backside?
I would rather
that's what I'm afraid of.
I would rather Coleman stop us than O'Connell. So I'm gonna run a zone read off of him.
True.
I'm running it off of him. He's gonna have to pick either Jesse or he's gonna have to pick the running back. But he can't pick both. He can't pick both.
If he can. I think if he just picks the quarterback, Coleman's gonna tackle the running back from the play side.
I mean, he still got to do it. I'm just trying to throw an idea out there. Like if it was me dealing with what the Saints have, if it was me dealing with what they have, I'm running the zone read off of Connor. It's going Jesse is good enough to make good reads. He's good enough to make good reads. And if you want to give it, if you want to have some plays where it's automatic give to make sure Connor is going after the running back, then do that. Or the Crocs might tell O'Connell go straight to the quarterback every time and don't worry about the running back. So it just depends. So.
What about the I mean, let's keep talking. I ain't got no problem with it. We talking football now. We can get into it. What about when the Crocs did what they did last game where O'Connell's a stand-up end and he lines up a middle linebacker pre-snap. And as they go through the cadence, he gets ready to go to the edge, but he doesn't go. He waits to snap the ball, then he shoots to the edge of the side he's supposed to be on. Do you think that you can prep for, like, can you beforehand, you don't know where he's going to be. And sometimes he's at linebacker as an actual linebacker. But there was a couple times where he lined up at linebacker and he had no intention of being there. But he waited for the snap, got to his spot. That's a hard pickup. And to try to zone read it, I think that's what the Crocs would do. Is they're like, oh, we'll just step back there. That way they can't go off of you. Now you're in a situation, well, I don't know what kind of situation.
You're playing chess, yeah, you got to play chess.
True. Yeah. I mean, sorry, I didn't mean to get all, X's and O's on y'all there for a second, but, I know a little bit about football. Not a lot, just a little bit. No, but it should be a good matchup. I think, for me, it's a tough matchup for that O-line. But also, just to flip it over, I guess the other in reinforcement, I don't know why I keep want to say enforcement, but reinforcement would be on the defensive side. Linebacker?
Got to be a linebacker. Has to be a linebacker.
I would have went with a defensive back.
That's the only way. If not a linebacker, I'll just say this. If not a linebacker, then a DN. One of the two.
Oh, because you're trying to stop SIP. Okay.
Yeah.
You're trying to stop SIP. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
So,
yeah.
You're different dynamic. I'm a defensive coach though, too.
You're thinking of specific, like, I want to stop this and stop that. That's why you're confusing me. Because I'm saying that their defense in general, their secondary has been their issue. Their defense doesn't tackle well, but bringing in one person doesn't change, they just don't give enough effort when they're chasing. But a lot of times their DBs are getting roasted. Their corners, their safeties, all coverages. I know a couple of the DBs, but I can't name one that I would trust like ever. And I think them bringing in somebody that can, one, help that group get better, and two, make some plays for them on the back end that creates turnovers. I don't think they're going to bring in
DB or defensive end, maybe one of the two. Yeah, maybe not.
I don't think they're going to bring in a defensive end because they got that defensive tackle. So then they be doubling down on D-line. And again, Chase McCoy doesn't get a lot of like flowers or credit, but he's doing God's work down there in the middle. Like, he is doing God's work for them, because you'll be surprised how much those nose tackles have to do. So I don't know. It is going to be interesting. And I hope everybody pays attention. I guess they're going to announce it on like Instagram or something on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So pay attention to see who's coming for the Tampa Bay Saints. And I guess we'll move to the next game after that. Uh-oh. Game of the week. Game of the week. Was it a fluke? We don't know. Warsaw Royals. Oh, let me switch it. My bad. Helsinki Roosters versus Warsaw Royals. That way you know Helsinki is at home this time. And yeah, we know the Royals won the first meeting. What was the score? 13-9?
Yeah.
Early in the season before things change. And
Yes.
what are your thoughts on this one? Storyline, questions, all that good stuff.
I think it'll be a totally different game. Roosters coming off a bye week, had a lot of time to prepare for the Royals. And with what they're doing with Santu, as far as him doing a lot of motion in that tight end position, I think it's going to be a problem for the Royals defensively now.
Don't they have Jacoby Reddick too? Don't they have Jacoby Reddick coming?
Jacoby Reddick should be playing this week. You know, with Bryce Nunley, I think we're going to see a passing frenzy. The Royals are just going to have to make plays in the secondary. Simple as that. Obviously, young Lassie is going to be running the ball. They healthy off of a bye week, man. And this is the time, I think, now in the season where you see the Roosters, be a little more together as far as execution. Because you're gearing up for that playoff time and you want to be in a certain position. And I think this game will just be that. The Royals will have a tough task. I know they probably feeling good because they beat them before, but it's hard to beat a team twice. It really is because most of the time that team isn't the same team as when you play them. But the thing is, the Royals is closely still the same team they were when they played the Roosters. So you can look at that two ways if you want to. It's not really a knock to them, but it's just the truth. It's just what it is. It's not like they can look at the film and say, oh, we've been playing a lot better on offense or we've been playing a lot better on defense. I think Alpha will be guarding Bryce Nunley or at least be on his side. He's going to have to. But how they incorporate Reddick is going to be important too. But I think Ambrose is good enough of a quarterback to where he'll make sure that he get those guys the ball and they make some things happen. But then again, you got Shiwosti, who's still gonna get the ball. He's still gonna run hard. Doesn't matter who they playing against. So who knows how the game goes? I don't think it'll go the same way it did the first time. I'll just say that.
Let me ask you this then. Do you think these two teams are close? Do you think it'll still be a close game, even if it goes the other way?
Nah.
I mean, obviously, without giving us your pick. So what you're saying is the Roosters are a much better team.
That's what I'm saying. I don't. If I felt like the Royals were getting better week to week, then I could probably be like, man, they're close in the type of teams they are, but they're really not. I think the Roosters played bad against the Royals the first time, and I don't think they're going to play that bad against them this time. I just don't see it happening. They're not that type of team. They'll make this one be where it's a no-brainer, And like I said, Ambrose will bounce back and probably light it up this game, and we'll see, what happens. But yeah, I don't think it'll go the same way it went the first time. But then again, it's just me. We're not experts. I'm just saying that I just don't think it's gonna be that way. But I know they're gonna tag me. I know they're gonna be in the inbox if I'm wrong. So I'm cool with it. That's the Royals. The Royals are good for that. The Royals are really good for that. They're like the only team that does that, where it's like, oh, y'all picked against us.
Is it the Royals or is it Alpha? Like,
okay, Alpha always on our take
because Alpha puts on for the squad, which is crazy because they don't do nearly enough to help that man.
Hey,
but
Alpha
he be
gonna
putting
make sure
on
we
for his
know.
squad. Yeah, Alpha
but,
makes sure we know if they do win.
We'll see. Alpha, if you don't want us to, pick against y'all, let me know. Hey, Coach Q, don't pick against us because I'm gonna have 3 returns for 3 touchdowns and da. Like if you feel that way, then hey, do your thing. But I just don't see it happening this week. That's all.
I'm gonna agree with you in theory. The Roosters are a better team. The Roosters are the better team. But to play devil's advocate, the Royals, they got something. They got it. They got that it thing because, like we said, your quarterback gonna throw a pick, and you already got that built into the game. He's gonna turn it over once or twice, and we're gonna figure out a way to win. That is incredible. That we're week 8 and we're still like, yeah, that's cool. We're cool with that. And that type of confidence, you can't buy that. Like you can't develop that. That's just culture. And I think that football is a game that, your momentum will take you a long way. Like you saw the last game when they played against the East West Giants, who they're better than, but not much better than. And they were able to, get a huge momentum swing. I think when they go down to Helsinki, they've been there before. A lot of them have played against these Roosters as U20 before. So like they know each other. These two teams know each other well. I think it's one of those situations where for the Roosters, they're going to go into this game and say, okay, we got to redeem ourselves. We got to play consistent football. We got to knock them on their butt. And they might do that. And for the Royals, they're going to come in there not at all in that same calm thought process. They're going there like, we got to prove the world wrong. We got to prove that we did it right the first time, that it wasn't a fluke. We got to go out there and do that. And what will happen is, one, they will either prove themselves right and come up with some huge plays and win a close game, or 2, they will prove themselves wrong, make some huge mistakes, and get demolished. The Royals win is going to be close. If the Royals lose, it's going to be a blowout.
Yeah.
Like they're not going to play them close if they lose. Like, and they're the type of team that's how like flaky they are. Like if it's close, I think that they could pull out a couple like really good plays. I'm not as confident in this Rooster squad in those like tight situations of them being able to like execute. But if it comes down to Roosters defense versus Royals offense to win the game, Roosters gonna win. Like that's what it comes down to. Basically, at the end of the game, the Royals need to be forcing the Roosters offense to score points. I think the Royals defense is good enough that they can pressure the Roosters offense. If that is too many R's in these words.
I think they unleash Khalifa, man. Unleash Khalifa, let him blitz all game. If you want to have a chance, let him blitz all game. See if he can get there. See if he can get Ambrose rattled. See if he can get some pressure. That'll give you a chance. Because Ambrose will throw it. He will try to make throws. Like he's not scared at all. So just to give the Royals, if they want to try something, like what do you have to lose, really? You know what I'm saying? You beat them already one time. It doesn't really change much. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to have a chance, soup Seppo up, give them everything you got. Give them everything you got.
I don't know if they need to soup Seppo, but I think that you gotta realize too that Rankin's been here. I think he's played 2 games for the Royals and he has 2 interceptions. If I'm not mistaken, like he's been a good deal for them on the back end, so that's helpful. Yeah, a good pickup. And then for the Royals defense, I'm still standing on this. This Roosters offensive line, not great. Average, mid, Reggie.
New team. Roosters right now. We're saying a new era of Roosters right now. And
so
they gotta get better. They gotta develop. Coaches have to coach, and that's another thing is sometimes you get so used to having the better guys that the coaching aspect of it isn't as hard for you. But when you come into that new era of all the U17s and the U19s that's coming up, and now it's time to like really coach, and you have to really develop them, and you're gonna go through what we always say, them growing pains. Your offense isn't gonna look like what you're used to seeing from the Roosters. So I say it's a new era. When you look at the team, it's a lot of new faces, a lot of younger faces, and that's just one of the things. They have to go
A lot
through
of peach
seasons
fuzz.
like this. Yeah, it's like they have to go through seasons like this. They have to go through games like this that they're going through to become a better team. They're going to remember these losses. They're going to remember the wins, and it's just part of being in an organization like that where it's always a revolving door. Every few years, you're pretty much imaging yourself. So. We about to see. I think it's going to be an exciting game. I don't know how many of the Royals players are going to make the trip, and that
It's a
plays a part.
Saturday though.
Well, yeah, it's a
It's a
Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah, it's still a long trip. So, but like we said, the Roosters are the better team. So, but anyway, they beat them once. Anything can happen.
Yeah, anything can happen. That's for sure. All right, so there's not any more like Maple League games, but I do want to talk about another technically Maple League game that's happening on Saturday is the Women's Maple Bowl. And that game is going to be between the Turku Trojans and the Helsinki Wolverines women's teams. It'll be Saturday at in Vanta at 1:30 at the Miramaki Stadium, I think is where they're going to be playing, where all the national team stuff are. And again, we don't have to talk about this because I have not watched any games this year. So
I've seen highlights. I gotta say this. Let me get
okay,
close.
go ahead.
Everybody that knows me knows one of my favorite players is Nana. For one, that's like I'm always fan. But there is somebody that plays for the Turku Trojans who I want their jersey. Her name is Tia Jansen or either Jansen. It's one of the two.
Tia Jansen.
She's number 86. She looks she's
Tia is number 62. She's playing lineman this year.
Well, last name Jansen. I know that's her last name is Jansen, number 86, receiver. I'm talking about the receiver.
Oh, she was 86 last year. Yeah.
They signed her back.
She's playing lineman this year though.
Oh, okay. I thought I must have the highlights I seen must have been the last year receiver. Hold on,
let me look at the. Yeah, I was gonna say let's just look up the roster.
Because I swore this was
I could be wrong.
This year. I think you got it wrong.
Again, I was gonna say again, I haven't watched any games, so I could be wrong.
Yeah. You see, you got me second guessing myself now.
Because I've just been watching social media, so I thought I saw her playing offensive lineman. My bad.
I mean the highlights that I seen, she was playing receivers. Now, whether or not they were this year, I probably didn't pay.
She is a receiver. It says she re-signed a receiver, but I'm 100% sure I saw her playing lineman, wearing number 62. So I don't know. I guess.
But either way, the name Jansen, if she's on the field, if they put her at receiver, if they put her anywhere, I'm a fan of her. I've seen a few highlights of them, and I just like the way that she plays. I like the way that Turku plays as a whole. Wolverines, they always around in the championship game. So I think this will be, a pretty exciting game for the women. I like, that we talk about them. We don't talk about them all the time, but everybody knows that the Finland women football thing is a big thing. You know what I'm saying? And it definitely get supported, and shout out to them, man. Turku and the Wolverines, they going at it again.
Let me see if I can find the depth chart or something. Let me see. Hold on.
Yeah, it made me feel like I'm wrong now. She might.
You are though. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, she's playing O lineman. She's number 62.
Oh, so 66. Okay.
62.
52. Okay.
She's playing O lineman this.
Oh, 66 season. Is Fanny, right?
Yeah, Fanny is 66, but Tia, she used to be number 86. Like for years, she was number 86. Yeah. And
somebody
sent
me those highlights. Somebody sent me those highlights, and that's what I seen. I was like, number 86 is balling. Like, looks bigger than everybody else. She got some swag. I'm talking about everything, man. So shout out to the Trojans either way.
Hold on. Also, before we go anywhere, we got a comment. Y'all should comment more often. Hey fellas, how can we get those t-shirts? All right now.
Oh, hey,
A
Candy.
little shout out. Hey, the t-shirts can be purchased online at americanfootball.com. We'll put something out on Instagram pretty soon for y'all and let y'all know. Y'all can buy these t-shirts too.
Yeah.
I don't think we got the long sleeves. I think those are custom.
That's authentic. Yeah, it's custom authentic
Yeah.
right there.
But we can make it happen. Yeah, so just to talk a little bit more about this, why not? But Tia, she was number 86. She is easily one of the best receivers in Finland for a long time. And she used to play for what's that other team that was out there near the West Coast Phoenix? She used to be a receiver for them for a while. And I was like, man, that's one of the best receivers. Then she ended up going over to the Trojans last year, the year before, something like that. And definitely a really good receiver. Again, I've not watched any games this year. I normally try to catch a couple, but I've been swamped with Finland and Sweden games this year, so I haven't had time. But I wanted to make sure that we talked a little bit about the information that I was able to dig up off the internet about the history of these two teams, because I think it's crazy. It's crazy. This season, they played each other twice, but both teams went 7-1. Week 1, the Trojans won 12-6. And then about a month ago, they played the second time, and the Wolverines won 18-0. I don't know what it means for the championship game.
What's up?
I have no idea what that means for a championship game. I can tell you in the playoffs, the Wolverines played against the Saints. No, the Trojans played against the Saints. Trojans were the Saints for 4, and they beat them 34-3. So easy. Wolverines played against the Steelers. Steelers were 3 seed. Wolverines were 2 seed, 26-7. So they both, slapped their opponents in the playoffs. So both teams are running well. So what does that mean for this week? I don't know. But let's go back in history. The Turku Trojans women have won the last 4 consecutive Maple Bowl championships for the women's division. They've won the last 4, and each time they have beaten the Helsinki Wolverines to win in the last 4 years. And last year they beat them with a score of 33-0, but the year before it was 8-7. And then the year before that, 23-0, and the year before that, 17-4. So if the close blowout continues,
it'll be close.
It'll be close this year. So it should be a close one, especially since they split the series. So that's a very interesting thing going on. And then just to add up there that the Wolverines women, this will be their 9th consecutive championship appearance in the Maple Bowl, because before losing these last 4, they won the 4 before that. They've been in the championship since 2017 every year. And this will be the 9th year that they make it. That's all I really wanted to say about the game. I honestly don't know much about any of the rosters or anything. I'm more of a Turku Trojans fan, if that stands for anything. Like you say, Tia, Nana, Lata, Leah. I don't want to start naming their whole roster because those are more of the players that I know. The Wolverines, I've always known the Wolverines to be a good team. The organization has always supported their women's team enough that they've had talent. And, they're in the championship, so it should be a good one. Should be close based on the records, and good luck to both teams. That's pretty much all we got. All right, that's it for this episode of American Football in Finland. Q, any last words before we get out of here?
We said a lot, man. I'm just ready to let's get this week done and get to the next week. The next games.
My wife is giving me a high five sign because the show is over. So I guess we out of here. We'll be back next week, talking about it again as we continue. But good luck to all the teams this weekend. You can follow us here online. So make sure you subscribe, follow, like, and share on all social channels at American Football in Finland.
Oh yeah. Well,
Until
hold
next.
on.
Oh,
One thing. We gotta shout out our boy. He ain't been on in a while because he's still playing ball and
oh
got a lot
yeah,
of stuff going on. The AFF podcast family is getting extended.
extension,
Chris
baby.
Chris is expecting a baby boy, so shout out to Chris and his partner, girlfriend, wife, life partner, whatever we want to call her. Anyway, shout out to Chris and her for expecting a baby boy. So shout out to him, man.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
same thing. Congratulations, and can't wait to hear about the diaper changing process. It's
Yes,
always a
sir.
fun one. If anyone on here knows that black poop that comes out the first couple days, that's always fun, always interesting. I know it's weird to say on here, but oh well. But yeah, congratulations to him, man. We're excited about you and your new chapter in life. It's a whole new chapter, man. Raising a child and bringing one into this world, and I hope the pregnancy goes well for you and your significant other. Hope you guys make it through and enjoy the ride.
Yes, sir.
Until that, and for that, we're out. Until next time, never forget
T
I.
F. Something like this.
No. We go.
He's like this.